But one institution has existed which has had great trust, which is one of the most trusted institutions in the country, and that is the Reserve Bank of India,
And a trusted regulator.
and a very trusted regulator. The Reserve Bank of India recently passed some dividend to the Indian government. And one of the questions that arose, and a lot of people have this legitimate question: how does RBI make profits? How does a regulator make income?
Well, well, there are many ways the RBI makes money.
Please tell us.
The RBI the biggest money, the largest chunk of its income comes because it parks its foreign exchange reserves in the best sovereign bonds globally.
Right.
Different instruments, even in deposits. So that's the big income that comes because, as you would know, that is sitting on over 600 billion or 690 or 680 billion dollar of reserves. So, and that money is not lying idle. It is being parked in instruments that gives it money. It earns money from what is called senerage. It prints currency notes. The difference between the value of the money and the cost of producing that money is what's called senerage. Now, that senerage is RBI's income. Then it operates in India. For example, it sells foreign exchange to suck out liquidity, and it also buys foreign exchange to inject liquidity. Now, whenever it does that, please remember, it is dealing with that foreign exchange it has got. It had acquired it at a certain rate, maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago. And now when it does that, it is doing it at a huge premium because the rupee value has gone up.
Right.
And it is to be 40 rupees, it may be around 90 rupees. So that income it makes. So there are at least 3 or 4 such instruments by which RBI makes money. It's a rich organization. It needs to have adequate capital, which is called the capital adequacy reserves. It has got that. So, and this became a big controversy recently that how much money RBI should keep itself, how much money it should give to the central government as its surplus, which is called the dividends. Now, then the committee was set up. The committee gave a norm saying that between 4.5% to 7.5% of your balance sheet, you should keep it with you. The rest you can give it to the government. That's what the government has been doing, which is why you refer to this 2.87 lakh crore of money going to the government. But there's another aspect which you must not forget. The government of India gets a lot of money from different sources. It gets money from taxes, it gets money from non-taxes also. Now, RBI is the single largest source of non-tax revenue for the government. Now, when the government's reliance on one institution for its non-tax revenue, it has got its own implications, and RBI becomes a kind of an agency that helps government bridge or reduce its fiscal deficit and become fiscally more prudent. Now, that is something that is an aspect which should not be lost sight of.
So basically, the RBI does make some income. It keeps some of it for reserves and contingencies, and then transfers the rest to the government of India. So for the government, does it only create fiscal space or make it easier to breathe as far as accounts are concerned?
Both. It creates fiscal space, and also it manages the government's debt, and it facilitates the government's borrowing from the market. So it's an institution that plays a very critical role in the government's fiscal policy making.
So we can safely say that RBI is one of those institutions that is broadly trusted by the people of this country. Why do you think that is? That some institutions continue to maintain that trust while some let it wither away, or some don't have that trust, in the public?
Well, I think one easy answer would be that the farther you are located from New Delhi, probably you will be away from the political influences to that extent. RBI headquartered in Bombay, and New Delhi is the seat of political power. So that could be easy, but that's a flippant answer in my view. The real answer is that RBI over the years have built strong systems, strong ways of operating. It's a rule-based organization, uh, and even though the government has sent many of its either retiring or retired civil servants to head the RBI, but over the years, what we have seen is this, that when they go and occupy that position in Mint Road, which is the RBI headquarters is, the RBI governor's position is the aura and the gravitas of that position is such that I have seen that those RBI governors behave more than just a retired civil servant. They behave as a custodian of the country's monetary system.